As a matter of fact, I want to tell you, and please don't misinterpret my words. I'm not trying to brag or to boast. I mean, I'm very far from it. But whatever I said now is not just an idea to meet an experience. Let me say that the secret of these paradigms of combining, uniting, merging many generations into one community, where the discrepancy of speech disappeared, where years play no role, centuries have no significance, where generations, can, so to say, communicate, commune with each other. I do experience every time I enter the classroom at the yeshiva. I've been a teacher for the last, how many years? Oh, you make me very old. Whenever I enter the classroom, which is crowded with boys who could be, as far as age is concerned, my grandchildren, I enter the classroom as an old man. I am old, with a wrinkled face and eyes reflecting fatigue and the sadness of old age. You have to be old in order to experience that sadness. It's a very strange sadness. It's the melancholy of things, of memory, of remembering things. Things will disappear, don't exist. When I enter a classroom, I sit down, and opposite me, rows of boys, young boys, with beaming eyes, beaming faces, clear eyes, radiating the joy of being young. And always when I enter, I enter in a very pessimistic mood. I always enter the class in despair. And I ask myself, every time I enter the classroom, can there be a dialogue between an old teacher and young students? Between a rebbe in his Indian summer and boys enjoying the spring of their lives? I start here. I don't know what the conclusion will be. Whenever I start here, the door opens, another old man walks in and sits down. He is older than I am. Oh, the Talmudim call him the Rav. He's older than the Rav. He is the grandfather of the Rav. His name is Reb Chaim Brisker, without whom no shiur can be delivered nowadays. Then the door opens quietly again, and another old man comes in. He's older than Reb Chaim. He lived in the 17th century. What's his name? Shapsai Cohen is the famous Shach who must be present when denominations are being discussed. And we studied about Mesorah, about the Kamen. And then more visitors show up. Some of the visitors lived in the 11th century, some in the 12th century, some in the 13th century, some lived in antiquity. Rabbi Kive, Rashi, Rabbi Notam, the Raivet, the Rashbo. More and more tapir coming. Of course, what do I do? I introduce them to my pupils, and the dialogue commences. The Rambam says something, the Raivet disagrees. Sometimes it's very nasty. Very sharp, harsh language he uses against the Rebbe. A boy jumps up to defend the Rambam against the Rebbe. And the boy is fresh, young boys are fresh. So the language he uses is improper, he uses improper language, so I correct him. And another boy jumps up with a new idea. The Rashba smiles gently. I try to analyze what the young boy meant. Another boy intervenes. We call upon the Rabbi Natan to express his opinion. And suddenly, a symposium of generations comes into existence. Generations. Young boys, 22, 23, 24 years of age. Our boys are just 18 years old and in my class. One generation, then my generation, then the generation of Chaim Brisker, then the generation of the Shach, then the generation of the Rashba, the Ramban, the generation of the Rambam, generation of Rashi, the generation of the Rabbi Tam, and then there's no end. What's about Rav Heiber, what's about Rabbi Kimer, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Yechon Mezaka? All generations somehow. We all speak one language. We all chat, we all laugh, we all enjoy the company, and we all pursue one goal. We all are committed to a common vision, and we all operate in the same categories. There is Mesorah collegiality, friendship, comradeship, between old and young, between antiquity, Middle Ages, and modern times. We work it, this unity of generations, this march of centuries, this conversation of generations, this dialogue between antiquity and present, will finally bring the redemption of the Jew. Let me tell you that at the conclusion of 3 years, sometimes 4 hours, I have here a witness. I emerged young and elated, younger than my pupils. They are tired, exhausted, some of them young. I feel happy. I have defeated age. I have defeated oldness. I emerged young, less fatigued, less exhausted than my young pupils. We belong to the same Mesorah community where generations meet, where hands, no matter how wrinkled and parchment dry in one hand is, and how soft and warm the other hand is, shake, unite. And in a community where the great dialogue continues. When I was looking at the baby, was redeemed this evening. I don't know whether he'll be in my place, whether I'll wish to have him. But someone who will sit and teach the baby. And the baby is already a member of the community, of the great Mesorah community. And I feel as if it's possible to establish communication with this baby.